in last class, lymph from left and right lymphatic duct. Lymph from right and left lymphatic duct. Right and left lymphatic. Left lymphatic duct is also called thoracic duct or chyliferous duct. Thoracic duct. It is also called thoracic duct or chyliferous. This thoracic duct or chyliferous duct. Thoracic duct or chyliferous duct or left lymphatic duct is considered largest lymphatic duct in the human body. Lymph from right and left lymphatic duct passes into at the junction point of right subclavian vein and internal jugular. Passes into at the junction point of the junction of right subclavian vein. Right subclavian right subclavian vein and internal jugular vein. Internal jugular vein. Okay. Internal jugular. Okay. So this is the most important. Lymph from right and left lymphatic duct passes into at the junction point of right subclavian vein and internal jugular. Internal jugular. Okay, right. This is the third. In last class, two most important bits make Japan. Okay, Raskam and Japan. So this is the third important. Okay, so lymph from right and left lymphatic duct passes into the junction point of right subclavian vein and internal jugular. Internal jugular vein. That is this is third important bit. Okay, వీటిలో ఎత్తిస్తాడమ్మా కొంచెం జాగ్రత్త. Next one. Lymph supplies oxygen and nutrients to tissue. Lymph supplies oxygen and nutrients to tissue. To as extracellular fluid finally drained back to as extracellular fluid finally drained back తిరిగి బ్యాక్ వస్తుంది తిరిగి బ్యాక్ సప్లై అవుతుంది ఓకే as extracellular fluid finally drained back to right and left subclavian to right and left subclavian okay so ముందేమో as extracellular fluid finally drained back to right and left subclavian రైట్ అండ్ లెఫ్ట్ సబ్క్లేవియల్ వీన్ కు మళ్ళీ తిరిగి వస్తుంది లింపు ఓకే రైట్ దిస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్మోస్ట్ ఆల్ ఓవర్ కొంచెం ఉంది లాస్ట్ నెక్స్ట్ వన్ బ్యాక్టీరియా వైరస్ different type of microorganisms or phagocytosed by WBC in lymph nodes. Okay. Lymph nodes is one of the part in lymphatic system. Lymph nodes is one of the part in lymphatic system. This point, okay. This point we have to remember. Don't forget. Okay, right. Bacteria, virus, or phagocytosis by WBC or phagocytosis by WB. What is meant by phagocytosis? Phagocytosis means eating. Phagocytosis means eating. Okay. So, WBC, which are eat the bacteria and virus. Okay. So this mechanism is called phagocytosis. This, okay. So bacteria and virus are phagocytosis by WBC. Okay. Most important WBC in lymphatic system, lymphocytes. Okay. Most important WBC in lymphocytes. Most important WBC in lymphatic system, lymphocytes. Okay. This point I remember. Next, spleen, lymph nodes, tonsils, spleen. ప్రతి పాయింట్ ఇక్కడ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఇట్లే పాయింట్స్ స్టేట్మెంట్ సైడ్ మీకు ఎత్తిస్తాడమ్మా, కొంచెం జాగ్రత్త. స్ప్లీన్, లింఫ్ నోడ్స్, ఓకే, లింఫ్ నోడ్స్, టాన్సిల్స్, అక్కడ చెప్పాను ఇన్ డైజెస్టివ్ సిస్టమ్. టాన్సిల్స్, ప్యారింజియల్ టాన్సిల్, ప్యాలటైన్ టాన్సిల్, లింగువల్ టాన్సిల్ అని చెప్పాను. 2 డేస్ చెప్పాను డైజెస్టివ్ సిస్టమ్ లో. ఓకే, టాన్సిల్స్, స్ప్లీన్, లింఫ్ నోడ్స్, టాన్సిల్స్, మాల్ట్, mucosal associated lymphoid, mucosal associated lymphoid, mucosal associated lymphoid tissue is called MALT. Okay, and appendix, and appendix. Okay, also constitutes the lymphatic system. Also constitutes the lymphatic system. Lymphatic. Okay, spleen, lymph nodes, tonsils, mucosal associated lymphatic tissue, and appendix also constitutes the lymphatic system. Okay. Along with these organs, lymph capillaries, lymph vessels. Okay. So constitutes the lymphatic system. Lymphatic system. Okay. Spleen is considered the largest lymphoid organ in the lymphatic system. This point is most important bit. Spleen is considered largest lymphoid organ in the lymphatic system. In the lymphatic system. Okay, right. What is the location of spleen in the human body? What is the location of spleen in the human body? Okay, so just behind the stomach. The spleen is located just behind the stomach. Just behind the stomach. Okay, right. Spleen is the largest lymphoid organ. It is considered as reservoir of RBC, okay, and lymphocytes. Okay, so spleen is considered reservoir of RBC, and in the spleen, lymphocytes are present. Lymphocytes are present in spleen. Okay. Next, during fetal stage, spleen produces RBC. During fetal stage, spleen produces RBC. So, spleen is considered hemopoietic organ. Okay, spleen is considered hemopoietic organ. Okay, largest lymphoid organ in the lymphatic. Okay, right. Next one. The shape of spleen, bean shape. bean shape. Okay. It is considered a reservoir of RBC. Reservoir of RBC. Okay. Inside the spleen, which type of WBCs are present? Lymphocytes are. Lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are present inside the spleen. Okay. Right. Spleen is considered hemopoietic organ. Hemopoietic organ. From fifth month of gestation period. From fifth month of gestation. Gestation. Okay. So, which means from fifth month, spleen produces RBC. The production of RBC is called hemopoiesis. Okay, so spleen is also called hemopoietic organ. Okay, spleen produces RBC from fifth month of pregnancy. Okay, so spleen is the production of RBC. Spleen produces RBC from fifth month of pregnancy. Okay, the production of RBC is called hemopoiesis. So spleen is also called hemopoietic organ. Okay, production of RBC is called hemopoiesis. So spleen is also called hemopoietic organ from fifth month of pregnancy. Next, what is gestation period? Complete development of embryo within the mother uterus is called gestation period. Complete development of embryo within the mother uterus. Within the mother uterus is called gestation period. It's called gestation period. In human beings, gestation period. Okay, so 9 months. Okay, so 9 months. Okay, so 9 months. Or 270 to 280 days. 270 to 280 days. In human beings, gestation period 270 to 280 days. Okay, right. In Eliphas maximus indica, most important bit, nothing but elephant. Gestation period 620 to 640 days. 620 to 640 days. Okay. So in elephant gestation period, elephant 622 640 days. 622 640 days. Approximately 2 years. Okay. So gestation period in elephant. Okay. So longest gestation period. Okay. So in which organism? Elephant. Longest gestation period present in which organism? Elephant. Okay. Scientific name Eliphas maximus indica. Eliphas maximus indica. Okay. Next, smallest gestation period in the world, opossum, only 12 or 13 days. Opossum, 12 or 13 days. Opossum. Okay. This is the elephant. Okay. So this is the elephant gestation. This is most important bits, Nana. In elephant gestation period about 620 to 640 days. Okay. In opossum gestation period 12 or 13 days. Okay. So there is the smallest gestation period opossum, longest gestation period elephant. Okay. This is in human beings gestation period 270 to 280 days or 9 months. Okay. What is gestation period? Complete development of embryo within the uterus of mother is called gestation period. It's called gestation period. It is most important 2 months bit in reproduction. 15 యూనిట్ లో వస్తుంది మళ్ళీ ఇది. ఓకే. సో 15 యూనిట్ లో వస్తుంది రీప్రొడక్షన్ లో మళ్ళీ వస్తుంది. రైట్. సేమ్ డెఫినేషన్ ఇప్పుడే చెప్తున్నాను. The complete development of embryo within the uterus of mother is called gestation period. After complete development of embryo, okay, that embryo expelled outside. Okay, expelled outside. Okay, like this is called delivery. This is called delivery. Okay, so right. delivery. Right. This is next one. Formation of lymph. Lymph ఏ విధంగా ఫామ్ అవుతుంది అనేది ఫార్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ లింప్. కమ్ టు ఫార్మేషన్ ఆఫ్ లింప్. స్ప్లీన్ లో ఇంకా కూడా మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్ హిమోపైటిక్ ఆర్గన్ అని చెప్పినాం కదా. స్ప్లీన్ హిమోపైటిక్ organ because of produces RBC from 5th month of gestation period. So spleen is considered hemophytic organ. Next, spleen is considered erythroclastic organ or hemoclastic. Okay, hemoclastic. Hemoclastic organ. Why? What is hemoclastic? Destruction of RBC is called hemoclasis. Hemoclass. Okay. So, hemoclass. Destruction of RBC is called hemoclastic organ. Okay. After lifespan, the lifespan of RBC 120 days. After lifespan, all RBCs are destroyed in spleen and Kupffer cells of liver. Kupffer cells of liver. Okay. So the destruction of RBC is called hemoclasia. 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 Destruction of RBC is called hemoclasia or erythroclasia. Okay. So, or erythroclasia. Erythroclasia. Okay. So, this spleen useful for destruction of RBC after lifespan of RBC. Okay. The lifespan of RBC 120 days. After lifespan, all RBCs are destroyed in spleen. Okay. So the destruction of RBC is called hemoclasia or erythroclasia. So spleen is considered a hemoclastic organ or erythroclastic organ. Okay. Erythroclastic organ. Okay. So spleen hemophytic organ because of production of RBC from 5th month of gestation period. So, production of because of production of RBC. Right. Next, spleen is considered hemoclastic organ or erythroclastic organ because of destruction of RBC. So, destruction of so spleen is considered hemoclastic organ or erythroclastic organ. It is most important bit. స్టేట్మెంట్ సైడ్ ఇస్తా ఉంటాడు, కొంచెం జాగ్రత్త రాసుకునే వాళ్ళు రాసుకోండి. ఓకే. రైట్. Spleen is considered hemophytic organ because of production of RBC from 5th month gestation period or pregnancy. Next, spleen is considered hemoclastic organ or erythroclastic organ because of destruction of RBC after lifespan of RBC. After lifespan of RBC. How much the lifespan of RBC? So 120 days. But in frogs, only 100 days. But in frogs, lifespan about 200 days. In human beings, the lifespan of RBC 120 days. 120 days. Right? Next, come to the formation of lymph. Formation of lymph. when blood passes through capillary. It is capillary. This is the blood. When blood passes through capillaries due to high pressure at arteriolar arteriolar end of capillaries. Okay. So when blood passes through capillaries due to high pressure, due to high pressure, due to high pressure at arteriolar ends of capillaries. Arteriolar, arteriolar ends of capillary. కానీ ఇక్కడ హై ప్రెజర్ ఉంటుంది అట్ ఆర్టీరియోలార్ ఎన్స్ ఆఫ్ క్యాపిల్లరీ హై ప్రెజర్ ఈజ్ ప్రెజెంట్. ఓకే, హై ప్రెజర్ ఈజ్ plasma due to which due to the high pressure at arteriolar ends of capillary at arteriolar ends of capillary due to high pressure at arteriolar ends of capillary plasma glucose plasma glucose okay, small organic molecules small organic molecules okay, inorganic salts inorganic due to high pressure at arterial ends of capillary plasma glucose small organic molecules inorganic salts are filtered into or filtered filtered into extracellular space. Okay, extracellular. These are filtered into extracellular space. Extracellular. Okay, so these are constitutes extracellular. Extracellular. Okay, so these are constitutes extracellular. Okay, so when these products filtered into extracellular space, these are constitutes the extracellular fluid or tissue fluid. Extracellular fluid or tissue fluid. Important. Tissue, extracellular fluid or tissue fluid. Okay. Next, this pressure. ఎక్కడ pressure? Increased pressure at arteriolar ends of capillary. Okay. So this pressure favors the movement of extracellular fluid. So this one extracellular. This pressure favors the movement of 85% of extracellular fluid. 85% of extracellular fluid into capillaries at venular at venular. Okay. This pressure favors the movement of 85% of extracellular fluid. Okay, 85% of extracellular fluid into capillaries. Capillaries of the venulary. Capillaries of venular. Venular. Okay. అంటే అర్థం ఏంటంటే ఈ ప్రెజర్ వల్ల డ్యూ టు దిస్ ప్రెజర్ 85% of extracellular fluid enters into capillaries of venulary. Capillaries of venular. Okay. Capillaries of venulary end after exchange of venular into exchange. Next, after exchange of ఈ venular ends ఎక్కడ ఉంటాయి? టిష్యూలో ఉంటాయి. venular ends ఎక్కడ ఉంటాయి? టిష్యూలో ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. ఓకే. After exchange of oxygen, carbon dioxide and nutrients in tissue. So these venular ends are present in tissue. Okay. This 85% of extracellular fluid supplies oxygen. Okay. So nutrients, oxygen. These 85% of extracellular fluid supplies oxygen and nutrients to tissue and collect the carbon dioxide from tissue and collect the carbon dioxide from tissue. Okay. So, and then remaining 15% of extracellular okay. So, remaining 15% of extracellular fluid collected into lymphatic system. 15% of extracellular fluid collected into lymphatic system. Nothing but lymph capillaries, lymph vessels, lymph glands. Okay. So, remaining 15% of extracellular fluid is collected into lymphatic system. Lymphatic system. Nothing but lymph capillaries, lymph vessels, lymph glands, lymph nodes. Okay. Right. This 15% of extracellular fluid collected into lymphatic system. So that one constitutes the okay. So, how much the lymph present in lymphatic system and ఎంత రాయాల 15% రాయాలి. Answer 15% రాయాలి. Okay. So, how much the lymph present in lymphatic system? How much the percentage of lymph? How much the percentage of lymph present in lymphatic system? Option 20%, 15%, 25%. Okay. Next 20, 30%. Okay. సో అన్ని వేలనే ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. 15%, 20%, 25% అండ్ 30%. ఆన్సర్ వచ్చేసి 15% of extracellular fluid is enters into lymphatic system. That one constitute lymph. Okay, right. So how much the percentage of lymph is present in lymphatic system? 15%. 15% answer. This is okay. So lymph carries oxygen, carbon dioxide. Lymph useful for exchange of oxygen, carbon dioxide and nutrients. Likewise the blood circulation. This is most important. Okay. So lymph play an important role in the exchange of oxygen, carbon dioxide and nutrients. Okay. So oxygen, carbon dioxide and nutrients. Okay. Likewise the blood circulatory system. Most important bit. This point you have to remember, don't forget. Okay. So lymph play an important role in the exchange of oxygen, carbon dioxide and nutrients. Likewise the blood circulatory system. Okay. Right. Next one. Composition of blood. Composition of lymph. ఏమేమి ఉన్నాయో చూస్తాం. లింప్ లో ఏమేమి ఉన్నాయో చూస్తాం. Composition of lymph. Formation of lymph is over. Next one, composition of right. Lymph is similar to blood plasma. First point. Lymph is similar to blood plasma. What is blood plasma? What is plasma? Definition. Indirect ఇస్తాడు. Liquid matrix of blood is called plasma. What is plasma? What is plasma? Liquid matrix of blood. Liquid matrix of blood called plasma. Okay. Lymph is similar to blood plasma. What is plasma? Liquid matrix of blood is called plasma. Okay. Lymph contain lower concentration of plasma proteins and nutrients than plasma. Lymph contain NCERT syllabus లో ఇంత డెప్త్ గా లేదమ్మా మీకు. ఓకే, సో ఓన్లీ ఐపీ సిలబస్ లో ఇంత డెప్త్ గా ఉంది, కొంచెం జాగ్రత్త. ఓకే, lymph contain lower concentration of plasma. Lower concentration of plasma proteins and nutrients. Lower concentration of plasma proteins and nutrients than plasma. What are plasma proteins? What are plasma proteins? ఏంటి plasma proteins అంటే? Albumin, globulin, fibrinogen. Three types of plasma proteins are present. Three types of plasma proteins are present. Albumin, globulin, fibrinogen. Albumin, globulin, fibrinogen. Albumin, globulin, and fibrinogen. And three types of plasma proteins are present. These three types of plasma proteins are synthesized by liver. Important bit. These three types of plasma proteins are synthesized by liver. Okay. So these three types of plasma proteins are synthesized by liver. Okay. Okay. This is the plasma. So lymph contain lower concentration of plasma. Okay. So ante small sized plasma. Very small sized plasma proteins, which means lower concentration means very small sized plasma protein like albumin, globulin, fibrinogen. So these albumin, globulin, fibrinogen are synthesized by liver. Okay. Next, this plasma, this lymph contain water. RBCs are absent in the lymph. RBCs are absent in the. Next, lymph also contain water, electrolytes. Water, electrolyte. electrolyte, lymphocyte, okay, lymphocytes. Some blood coagulation factors, blood coagulation factors, some blood coagulation factors. నేను చెప్పాను కదా లాస్ట్ క్లాస్. ఓకే, సో ప్రాసెస్ ఆఫ్ కోయాగులేషన్ లో వచ్చినాయి చూడండి, బ్లడ్ కోయాగులేషన్ ఫ్యాక్టర్స్. ఓకే, సో బ్లడ్ కోయాగులేషన్ ఫ్యాక్టర్స్ హౌ మెనీ? 13 blood coagulation factors are present. 13 blood coagulations are present. Sixth one is absent. Okay, so the in out of 13 blood coagulation factors, approximately 11 blood coagulation factors are synthesized by liver. This is most important bit, Nana. Okay, so approximately 11 blood coagulation factors are synthesized by liver. Okay, so synthesized by liver. Okay, so with the help of vitamin K. With the help of vitamin K. Okay, right. Now, some blood coagulation factors. Some blood coagulation factors. Antibodies. 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 Enzymes. Enzymes. Hormones. Enzymes and nutrients. Nutrients like small amount of amino acids, small amount of glycerols and fatty acids, small amount of glucose, fructose or galactose. Okay, so these are composition of these are composition of first point. Lymph is similar to blood plasma. What is plasma? Liquid matrix of blood is called plasma. Okay, lymph contains very small sized plasma proteins and nutrients. What are plasma proteins? Olivin, globulin, fibrinogen. These three types of plasma proteins are synthesized by liver. So, lack of RBC. RBCs are absent in lymph. RBCs are absent in lymph. Okay. So, in the lymph, only present the water, electrolytes such as fluoride. Okay. So, calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, fluoride. So these are electrolytes. Okay, calcium, magnesium, potassium, sodium, fluoride. These are electrolytes. Lymphocytes. So one type of WBC, lymphocytes. One type of some blood coagulation factors. Okay, so in out of 13 blood coagulation factors, 11 blood coagulation factors are synthesized by liver. Okay, so 11 blood coagulation factors are synthesized by liver. Right. Next, antibodies, enzymes, nutrients. So these are composition of lymph. Okay. మనము చూసింటాం, మనం ఏదైనా లాంగ్ జర్నీ చేస్తుంటాం, నైట్ టైం హైదరాబాద్కో, బెంగళూరుకో, చెన్నైకో పోయింటాం నైట్ అంతా జర్నీలో. ఓకే, అప్పుడు ఈ యొక్క హైండ్ లింబ్స్ లో ఉన్నటువంటి లింప్ వెజల్స్, లింప్ క్యాపిలరీస్ లో ఉన్నటువంటి లింపు డస్ నాట్ ఫ్లో కాదు. ఓకే, సో ఫ్లో కాకపోయేలకి అక్కడే ట్రాప్ అవుతాయి. ట్రాప్ అయినప్పుడు మన యొక్క కాళ్ళు బాగా ఉబ్బుతాయి. కాళ్ళు ఉబ్బినప్పుడు మన యొక్క షూ కానీ, మన యొక్క స్లిప్పర్స్ కానీ మనకు పట్టవు. మీరు గమనించుంటారు. ఓకే, సో ఎందుకంటే డ్యూ టు ద బ్లాకేజ్ ఆఫ్ లింప్ ఇన్ లింపాటిక్ సిస్టమ్, దట్ వన్ లీడ్స్ టు స్వెల్లింగ్ ఆఫ్ హైండ్ లింబ్స్. స్వెల్లింగ్ ఆఫ్ హైండ్ లింబ్స్ ప్రెగ్నెంట్ క్యాండిడేట్స్ లో కూడా అంతే. ఓకే, సో డ్యూ టు ద ఎన్లార్జ్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ యుట్రస్, డ్యూ టు ద ఎన్లార్జ్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ యుట్రస్. ఓకే, సో హైండ్ లింబ్స్ బాగా వాళ్ళకు ఉబ్బిపోయి ఉంటాయి. ఉబ్బినప్పుడు కొంచెం అటు ఇటు తిరగండి అమ్మా అని డాక్టర్ గారు చెప్తారు, గైనకాలజిస్ట్ డాక్టర్ చెప్తారు. ఓకే, సో ఈ యొక్క ప్రెగ్నెంట్ క్యాండిడేట్ లో కానీ ఈ యొక్క కాళ్ళు బాగా వాస్తూ ఉంటాయి. ఎందుకు వాస్తూ ఉంటాయి? డ్యూ టు ద రిలాక్సేషన్, డ్యూ టు ద extension of womb, nothing but uterus. Okay, so lymph undergoes block in hind limbs. Okay, దాని వల్ల కాళ్ళు బాగా వాళ్ళకు ఉబ్బుతాయి అన్నమాట. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ నైట్ టైం బాగా జర్నీ చేసినప్పుడు మనకు కూడా ఓకే, సో నాట్ ఓన్లీ ప్రెగ్నెంట్ ఉమెన్, మనకు కూడా అట్లే కుర్చీలో కూర్చుండే కదా బస్సులో, సో అప్పుడు యొక్క లింపు వెజల్స్ లో లింపు బ్లాక్ అయిపోయి ఆ, మొత్తం కాళ్ళు కూడా మనకు బాగా స్వెల్లింగ్ అవుతాయి. ఓకే, ఇలా కాళ్ళు స్వెల్లింగ్ అయినప్పుడు మీరు చూసింటారు, ఈ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అందరికీ వచ్చేసింటారు. ఓకే, ఆ స్లిప్పర్స్ కానీ షూ కానీ వేసుకోవాలంటే కూడా కొంచెం కష్టమే. ఓకే, రైట్. మరి కొంచెం అటు ఇటు తిరిగినప్పుడు ఆ లింపు బాగా ఫ్లో అవుతుంది, ఇక స్వెల్లింగ్ ఈజ్ decrease. Swelling is decrease and reads its original position. Okay, right. Next, ఇక్కడ most important bit is albumin. What is the main function of albumin? Albumin. Albumin. Deficiency of albumin leads to edema. Edema. Deficiency of albumin leads to edema. What is edema? Swelling of tissue is called edema. Swelling of tissue is called edema. Swelling of tissue is called, okay, it is a deficiency of albumin plasma protein leads to edema. Edema is nothing but swelling of tissue. మరి ఎందుకు ఈ యొక్క టిష్యూ స్వెల్లింగ్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఎడిమా జరుగుతాయండి చెప్తాను. Deficiency of albumin plasma protein leads to accumulation of water within the tissue. Due to the accumulation of water in the tissue, that tissue undergoes swelling, nothing but edema. Okay, so deficiency of albumin plasma protein leads to స్వెల్లింగ్ ఆఫ్ టిష్యూ. ఎందుకు స్వెల్లింగ్ అవుతుంది టిష్యూ చెప్పాను కదా ఇప్పుడే. ఎక్స్ట్రా సెల్యులార్ ఫ్లూయిడ్ ఈస్ అక్యుములేటెడ్ ఇంటూ టిష్యూ. డ్యూ టు ద డెఫిషియన్సీ ఆఫ్ ఆల్బుమిన్, ఎక్స్ట్రా సెల్యులార్ ఫ్లూయిడ్ అక్యుములేటెడ్ ఇంటూ టిష్యూ. Once extra cellular fluid accumulated into tissue, that tissue undergoes swelling. The swelling of tissue is nothing but edema in Greek language. Right? Okay, ఆ విధంగా మీరు బాగా గుర్తు పెట్టుకోవాలి. సో మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ బిట్ ఇది గుర్తుపెట్టు. ఎక్స్ట్రా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్, డెఫిషియన్సీ ఆఫ్ ఆల్బుమిన్ లీడ్స్ టు accumulation of extracellular fluid within the tissue. Okay, once extracellular fluid accumulated in the tissue, that tissue undergoes swelling. Okay, the swelling of tissue is called edema. The swelling of tissue is called edema. Okay, right. So ఒక మాటలో చెప్పాలంటే deficiency of albumin leads to edema. Next, come to globulin. Okay, so globulin 3 types: alpha, beta, gamma. ఎక్స్ట్రా ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇస్తున్నాడు, దీని నుంచి బిట్స్ మీకు వస్తుంటాయి. ఓకే, సో globulin 3 types. Globulins are 3 types. Globulins are alpha globulin, beta globulin, gamma. Globulins are 3 types: alpha globulin, beta globulin, gamma globulin. Okay, gamma globulins are considered antibody. Important bit now. Gamma globulins are considered antibody. Okay, antibody. Gamma చదువుతాను. Gamma globulins are considered antibody. Gamma globulins are considered antibodies or immunoglobulins. ఈ బిట్ ఒకసారి వచ్చింది నాన్న నీటిలో. ఓకే, బాగా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. ఈ బిట్ ఒకసారి వచ్చింది నీటిలో. గామా గోబులిన్ రాస్తారు కదా, gamma globulins are considered antibodies or immunoglobulins. Antibodies or immunoglobulins, which are provide immunity power to body. Okay, so against a disease, which are provide immunity to body against a disease. Okay, so antibodies is also called immunoglobulins. Immunoglobulins. These are provide immune power to body against a disease. So antibodies is also called immunoglobulin. Immunoglobulin, right? So this is next functions of lymph. మీకు తెలుసు blood circulation మాదిరిగానే. Okay, our blood supplies oxygen and nutrients to cell. Likewise, lymph also supplies oxygen and nutrients to tissue. అలాగే చెప్పాను ఇక్కడే. Okay, this lymph collect the nitrogenous waste product and carbon dioxide from tissue. Likewise, blood circulation. Likewise, blood circulation. Okay. Next, lymph lymph provide immunity power to body. Lymph provide immunity power to body. Okay. So, ఇందుకు in the lymph WBCs are present. WBCs which feeds on bacteria and virus. చెప్పాను ఇప్పుడే. Okay. So WBC which feeds on bacteria and virus. Bacteria and virus phagocytosed by WBC. Bacteria and virus phagocytosed by WBC. ఇప్పుడే చెప్పాను. Which means WBC which feeds on bacteria and virus. So these WBCs are also present in lymph. So lymphatic system provide lymph provide immunity power to body. Immunity power to body. Okay. Next one. In the lymphatic system, these following organs are present in Japan. Lymph nodes కూడా ఉంటాయని చెప్పాను. Okay. Spleen, lymph nodes. Okay. Appendix, malt. Malt means mucosal associated lymphoid tissue and tonsils. Okay. So, these five. And lymph vessels, lymph capillaries. All are constitutes the lymphatic system. Okay. All are constitutes the lymphatic system. Come to lymph nodes. Lymph nodes and okay. So in the lymph nodes, T lymphocytes are synthesized in the lymph node. The extra information, Nana, in the lymph node. T lymphocytes and B lymphocytes. In the lymph nodes, lymphocytes are mature. Lymphocytes are becomes functional. Lymph nodes, lymphocytes are becomes functional. What is the main function of lymphocytes? Provide immunity power to body. Okay. So what is the main function of lymphocytes? Produces antibodies. Okay. So these antibodies destroys the antigen. Okay. Lymphocytes produces antibody. This antibody destroys the antigen. Okay. So lymphocytes are useful for immunity. Okay. Right. So this is over the uses of lymph. Okay. సో వస్తే దీంట్లో ఒక 2 మార్క్స్ క్వశ్చన్ వస్తుందమ్మా ఐపీలో. వాట్ ఈస్ లింప్ అంతే. ఓకే. అండ్ కాంపోజిషన్ ఆఫ్ లింప్. ఓకే, అది ఒక 2 మార్క్స్ బిట్ వస్తే 2 క్వశ్చన్లు అంతే. ఓకే. సో ఐపీకి ఈ 2 క్వశ్చన్స్ మోస్ట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. వాట్ ఈస్ లింప్? వన్స్ ఎక్స్ట్రా సెల్యులర్ ఫ్లూయిడ్ ఈస్ ఎంటర్స్ ఇంటూ లింప్ వెజల్స్ అండ్ లింప్ క్యాపిలరీస్ ఆర్ లింపాటిక్ సిస్టమ్, దట్ వన్ కాన్స్టిట్యూట్ ద లింప్. ఇది డెఫినేషన్. ఓకే. హౌ మచ్ ద పర్సెంటేజ్ ఆఫ్ లింప్ ఇన్ లింపాటిక్ సిస్టమ్? 15%. ఓకే. సో నెక్స్ట్ కాంపోజిషన్ ఆఫ్ లింప్ ఇప్పుడే మీకు చెప్పడం జరిగిందన్నమాట. కాంపోజిషన్ ఆఫ్ లింప్. సో ఏమేమి ఉంటాయి ఇక్కడ? వాటర్. ఓకే. సో ల్యాక్ ఆఫ్ ఆర్బీసీ ఉండదు. వాటర్, ఎలక్ట్రోలైట్స్, లింపోసైట్స్. ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ some blood coagulation factors. Okay, so enzymes, nutrients, and antibodies. Okay, so some of the plasma proteins, Okay, so these are composition in lymph. ఇది ఒక 2 మార్క్స్ వస్తాయి 2. ఓకే, సో ఇస్ ఓవర్ ద lymph. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ యాంటీ కోయాగులేషన్. మనకు బ్లడ్ కోయాగులేషన్ అయిపోయింది. ఓకే, సో మెకానిజం ఆఫ్ బ్లడ్ కోయాగులేషన్ అయిపోయింది. ది ప్రాసెస్ ఆఫ్ కోయాగులేషన్ ఆఫ్ బ్లడ్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ హీమోస్టాసిస్. అదంతా కూడా మొత్తం టోటల్ గా అయిపోయింది అనమాట. ఓకే, దీంట్లో యాంటీ కోయాగులెంట్స్ అని ఒక చిన్న టాపిక్ ఉంది, అది ఇప్పుడే చూస్తాం. ఓకే, యాంటీ కోయాగులెంట్. వాట్ ఇస్ మీన్ బై యాంటీ కోయాగులెంట్? ప్రివెంట్ ద క్లాటింగ్ ఆఫ్ బ్లడ్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాంటీ కోయాగులెంట్. ప్రివెంట్ ద క్లాటింగ్ ఆఫ్ బ్లడ్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాంటీ కోయాగులెంట్స్. ఓకే, సో యాంటీ కోయాగులెంట్. ఓకే, కమ్ టు ద యాంటీ కోయాగులెంట్. Anticoagulant. What is anticoagulants? Prevent the clotting of blood is called anticoagulants. First one, heparin. This heparin is synthesized by basophils and mast cells of areolar connective tissue. Basophils of WBC, basophils of WBC, mast cells connective tissue, mast cells of areolar connective tissue. ఇది ఒక్కటి గుర్తుపెట్టుకునే సార్. ఓకే, heparin is synthesized by basophils, mast cells, and liver. And high level of heparin is synthesized. Most important, high level of heparin. High level. Okay. High level of heparin is synthesized by. Okay, synthesized by. This is most important. Okay. Due to the presence of heparin in our blood vessels, blood does not clot cause, always fluid in condition. Due to the presence of heparin in our blood vessels and blood capillaries, blood does not undergo clot and always fluid in condition and circulates entire body. Okay, and circulates entire body due to the presence of heparin. That heparin is synthesized by basophils, mast cells, and liver. Okay, so this heparin activates this heparin activates the antithram. Activates the antithram. This antithrombin prevent the prothrombin activation. This antithrombin prevent the prothrombin activation. Heparin ఏం చేస్తారో చూస్తాం. Heparin activates the antithrombin one. This antithrombin prevent the prothrombin activity. Prevent the prothrombin activity. అక్కడ ఏం చెప్పాము మనము? Prothrombin activator converts the prothrombin into thrombin. అక్కడ ఏం చెప్పినాము? Prothrombin activator. Intrinsic pathway, extrinsic pathway అని చెప్పినాం. ఓకే, prothrombin activator. Prothrombin activator converts the prothrombin into thrombin. It is the first step in the process of blood coagulation. It is first step. It is the first step in the process of blood coagulation. What is the prothrombin activator? Converts the prothrombin into thrombin. Okay. Mari ide. So this reaction initiates the process of blood coagulation. This reaction initiates the process of blood coagulation. Okay. Next, ఏం చేస్తుంది? Heparin activates antithrombin. This antithrombin prevent the prothrombin activator. When prevent the prothrombin activator, prothrombin is not converted into thrombin. అప్పుడు blood coagulation does not occur. జరగదు. Okay, right. అట్లా. So heparin activates the antithrombin. This antithrombin prevents the prothrombin. This antithrombin prevents the prothrombin activator. So, due to the prevention of prothrombin activator, blood coagulation does not occur. Jaragadu. Blood coagulation jaragadu. Okay, so this is so heparin is act as a anticoagulant. Okay, I will see next class about remaining anticoagulants. Okay, right. I will see next class about remaining anticoagulants like warfarin, sodium citrate, sodium oxalate, EDTA, okay, hemolysin, lompredin, different type of so many types of anticoagulants are present. I will see next class about remaining anticoagulants. I am leaving.